Good evening, good evening, good evening, good people, and welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Hearts channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot topics. What's up, you nosy mother guys? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? Let me give my disclaimer. I'm a little sad today. I'm a little sad today. I'm a little sad today. Normally, I preserve my energy for lit at 6 because I like to be turned up in good spirits, ready to rock and roll. But today I'm not in the best spirits. I actually put this live together literally 12 minutes ago or something like that. Even though I kind of knew from earlier in the other day, I said I was going live on Thursday, but I wasn't 100% sure. And today, I mean, it was a day. It was a day. It was a day. And I think later on, as the day progressed, it just became more of a day, of a day, of a day, of a day, right? And it kind of got me in my feelings. Not to mention, it's all this death surrounding us. It's all of it. You ever seen the movie Life when they be like, "Can you read my letter? Can you read my letter?" So you're like, "All right, I read your letter." So when he thought that he like, "Oh, they want to tell you that your daddy died." And they say here that your auntie mammy died, and then it also say that the other day the family pet died. And then, remember the neighbor that you used to be cool with, good old Miss Martha? Yeah, she died. Like, I'm starting to feel like that because come on, come on, come on, come on. Speaking of, somebody had put this really, really nice picture together that I wanted to share with you guys. I thought this was nice and creative. But again, I don't know if it's just the deaths or what, but it just puts, I don't know. I'm just in a like what I would call a melancholy space. So tonight's lit at 6. Hopefully, they ain't the best topics, but they some. You guys will kind of get my spirits lifted and so on and so forth. So let's get into it. This is a nice picture though, right? This is a really nice picture. This is a really, really nice picture. So I thought, that was nice of them to put together for the fellas. But it just makes you sad. 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 But all right, let's get our life together. Let's get our life together, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can talk about our first lit at 6 topic. Truth is I'm tired. Y'all know I can't put it on my video because they keep blocking it. They hating on me. Options of you. And I'm trying to break. But where ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. Please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. And let's get the ting swinging. Lord have mercy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I first said when we first got started on the live, there was a death. There was another death. Now, I know, hi, Miss Carly. Another one of the reasons I'm a little sad today. But hey, Miss Carly, my nosy neighbor. Um, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about the Hulk because the Hulk can be a tad bit offensive, right? Hey, Olinda, the Hulk can be a tad bit offensive, and he has been racially offensive in the past. So I wasn't really sure, but then I thought about it. And when we were younger in my house, we did watch wrestling. We did watch wrestling. My brothers watched it. My dad watched it. So of course I watched it with them. So hearing about his passing, even though sometimes he can be a little woo, it still made me sad. It still made me sad because he was another one of those people who was a part of my childhood and growing up. And again, put you back in the state of mind of like what happened with Theo. And again, these people were people that I watched as I grew. It's just crazy. So anywho, the Hulk Hogan has reportedly passed away at 71 years old after suffering a cardiac arrest at his Florida home early Thursday morning. TMZ Sports says medics rushed to his Clearwater home where he was carried out on a stretcher and taken to the hospital. A bunch of police and EMTs were seen outside the property. Just weeks ago, his wife Sky shut down rumors that he was in a coma, saying he was doing strong after surgery. Last month, sources said Hogan was dealing with neck issues. Oh. I guess that was it. Wow. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad because once again, in my family, we definitely watched wrestling growing up. My brothers watched, and then Rowdy Rod Piper and all these people. This was a part of my childhood. Hey, Steph, this was definitely a part of my childhood. So wow, like Steph said, he can be a little racist, but he definitely was a huge, huge part of my childhood. So I just wanted to shout my boy the Hulk out. I don't know if you up in heaven pulling them stunts, but listen here, listen here, listen here. So that made me sad to discuss, but listen, and that's what I'm saying. Like today just felt heavy. Today just felt very, very heavy. I didn't like today, but God is good. We got this. Let's get on to the next topic. I told like your daddy did, and then your auntie did, and then it's like, come on now. How many people gonna drop that? Well, in other news, let's talk about this. I don't really want to talk about it because I know folks can get yes, Olinda, yes, he passed away. He passed away. Okay. Let's talk about your boy Tory Lanez, right? Let's see what they're saying about him and what is going on and yada 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 and yada yada yada. Tory Lanez has spent over a year in prison following his conviction for the shooting of Meg Thee Stallion and the foot during a 2020 dispute. In 2023, he received a 10-year sentence. Though eligible for parole in late 2029, several of his supporters are calling for the case to be reconsidered entirely. Former New Jersey lawmaker Jamel Holly recently submitted a clemency petition to Governor Gavin Newsom. In it, he accused the justice system of mishandling the case. I humbly implore you to exercise your authority to grant clemency, correcting a grave injustice and safeguarding a life. The petition states. He also criticized the trial's outcome, claiming the verdict was built on unstable foundations. Jack Brewer, a former NFL player, White House advisor, also voiced his concerns publicly. He framed the issue as part of a larger problem with family separation in the criminal system. As an advocate for the second chance for fathers, I can't stay silent about Tory Lanez. He wrote, "This is another broken case that points to someone else. Another father is lost to a system that rewards headlines over truth." Brewer argued that the response would be different under other circumstances. If Tory wasn't a legal alien, there would be protests in the streets, he wrote. He then appealed directly to Newsom. "You have the power to right this wrong. This is bigger than one man. I'm asking you to lead with courage, compassion, and fairness. Bring a father home." And for the rest of it, they said go to boilalert.com. Well, you guys know my unpopular opinion on this, and I'll just share it here. Like I said, and I've always said that I'm not saying that Tory Lanez did or did not pow this young lady. What I'm saying is that the prosecutors did not prove that. Not beyond a reason of a shadow of a doubt. They did not do that. They did not do that. The way they handled that case was poorly, in my opinion, and they did not land a plane, which I don't think is fair to now send somebody to jail for a case that was not proven. Whether he powed that girl or not, I was not there. I do not know at this point because I'm not even having that debate. What I will say is it's the prosecution's job to make you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that this person is guilty, and they did not do that. They did not do that. They did not land the plane there. So I don't feel as though he should have been convicted. Now, what I always tell people, but if you did do something in his lifetime, baby, you don't worry, it's going to spin the block, it's going to double back. So if Tory get freed, even though he powed this person, and that's his situation, then God going to spin the block on Tory no matter what. But in any event, if he didn't do anything, and they also didn't prove he did anything, then I do believe that he needs to be able to come home. That's just my unpopular opinion. Now, do I think this is really, really going to take place? I think eventually, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think eventually, yeah, this is going to happen. I really, really think eventually, yeah, this is going to happen, and, I mean, once again, that's my belief. My belief is if Tory really did do something that night and he's trying to get away from it, look at Stephanie talk about free little Tory, and he's trying to get away from it, That's okay, because when God don't get you in one area, he gets you in another, Tori. So if you plan yourself and God got to spin the block on you, then it's going to really be some mess, right? Yeah, wait a minute. I saw something today. Oh, before I talk about that, I was just telling my coworker about this yesterday, where it truth is I'm done. Options of you. So according to ABC News, Malcolm Jamal Warner was swimming with his 8-year-old daughter, who was rescued when he drowned. The outlet says police told them a surfer used his board to bring Warner's daughter to safety, and a volunteer lifeguard pulled Warner and another surfer to shore, where Warner was given 45 minutes of CPR. As previously reported, Malcolm passed away after being caught in a riptide current in Costa Rica. Oh my God. I just was telling Linda, wasn't I just talking to you about the current? Wasn't I just freaking talking to you about this? Oh, this still breaks my heart. This still breaks my heart. And then also to hear that you was there with your daughter, she was out there and she had to witness all of that. Oh my God. This is horrendous. This is horrendous. Mm-mm. 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 This is so sad. This is so sad. But God is good, and I don't know what's to become of this, but this is sad. This is sad. And I was even saying to my coworker, Olinda, yesterday too, that I found out when I seen a lot of people talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner. They were saying that he waited a little later in life to finally have a child and to get married because he wanted to do things right. And, just all of this stuff. So it's like, damn, after I finally get what I want and do what I do, this happens. Come on. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Hold on one second, you guys, because there was another thing that took place. And I said, wait a minute. Y'all want me to come out retirement for this one, but I heard they trying. Why they cancel E! News? They said after 3 decades on the air, E! News got canceled. I said, wow, okay. For what? But okay. So yeah, let me get my girl together. Because they tried to play in my niece's face. But y'all know I don't play about my niece. Yeah, Glow. I said, wait a minute. They owe felony charges. Y'all want to play in my niece Glow face. We not having that. We are not having that. So let's look at what they said Glow did. But they lying on my niece. My niece ain't do nothing. She's a very sweet young lady. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so where's the thing? What you telling? Sorry, y'all. What was going on? Yes, so they was trying to take my girl Glorilla. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Got arrested. And I said, wait a minute, arrested. Then one part of it was like, no, they rushed the house. It was just too much drama. It was just too much drama, but we about to get that part together. I told them, don't play with my niece. Truth is, I'm done. Her mugshot was cute. Hey, Shaquana girl. Hey, Melissa. Oh, Melissa, I need to ask you about something. I'll do that when we get off live. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Yes. It's just today. I don't know. Today was heavy. And it wasn't intended to be that way. But today was heavy. Oh no, this is just a picture. No, I'm trying to find out. Hold on, y'all. What we would not do is play with my knees. Yeah, Glow. And making Bell whole. All right. Glorilla arrested for alleged felony drug possession in Georgia after police response to burglary attempt at her home. The rapper was arrested on July 22nd after police allegedly found marijuana and a controlled substance in her home while responding to reports of a burglary. The 25-year-old rapper voluntarily turned herself into the Forsyth County Jail on Tuesday, July 22nd. According to a statement provided by two people, by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. Her arrest comes after police responded to calls regarding a break-in at her home in the early hours of Sunday, July 20th. The call came at 1:30 a.m. and was in response to a burglary in progress. It was reported that 3 suspects had entered the home and were in the process of stealing items. Move this. When an armed occupant fired at the intruders. The police statement read, the suspects fled the scene and it does not appear that any of them were struck. No injuries were reported among the home occupants. Glorilla, real name Gloria Hallelujah Woods, yes, hallelujah, was not present at the time of the attempted break-in. Police were unable to locate the suspects. However, a thorough investigation was conducted due to the nature of the incident. While on scene, deputies detected a strong odor consistent with illegal narcotics. As a result, the Lanier Regional Drug Task Force was contacted and responded to the residents. Ciao. After obtaining a search warrant, a significant amount of marijuana was located in Glorilla's master bedroom closet, police reported. The musician was charged with felony possession of marijuana and possession of Schedule 1, Lord, controlled substance. After turning herself into custody, Glorilla was released on a $22,000 bond. Authorities confirmed that an investigation into the burglary is still active and ongoing. Sheriff Ron Freeman commented on the case in a statement, noting that Glorilla is a victim of serious crime and we are committed to bringing the suspects to justice. Shut the hell up, Ron. He continued, adding, at the same time, we must continue to uphold and enforce the law in all aspects of this case. Reps for Glorilla did not immediately respond to people's requests for comments. Listen here, Ron, come to the front of the congregation, Ron. Ron, don't get cursed the fuck out. Do not get cursed the fuck out, Ron. We're not saying you're not supposed to uphold the law, but you're a little too thirsty to go against my niece Glow. You are a little too thirsty to go against my niece Glow. Okay, they found some stuff. They're going to get to the bottom of it. But what you not going to do is aggravate my people. Talk about, oh, she's one of the biggest criminals in the city. That's how that sounded to me. I don't like it. Leave your girl Glow alone. She gonna get it together. She smoke her little weed. That's on her. But they said Glorilla spoke out after being arrested on felony charges. She said, crazy. My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focused on some cannabis. So no, I wasn't busted. My house got robbed and I wasn't home. Long story short, my house gets home invaded and I'm the only one that gets arrested. So that's T. Right, Niecy. And I don't even like how they put your mugshot up there like that. That don't make me feel good. Don't play with my niece. Do not play with my niece, right? So also let's see what Nick Cannon and Raven-Symoné get on my nerves. God forgive me. God please forgive me. But it seems like they may have something that they were discussing on his podcast that is, according to folks, it got a little hot and heated. Why does it keep doing this? Yeah, according to folks, a conversation between them two got a little hot and heated. So we're going to see what they was talking about. But like I said, both of them kind of low-key get on my nerves. So it's my offering. Take me to the King. Truth is I'm dying. Options are I'm trying to break where I'm. Come on, where's the? Come on. All right. Truth is okay. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Let's get it together. Because 2 minutes up. No, let me not go rape someone to me. God forgive me.
About?
So it says Nick Cannon and Raven-Symoné debate if it's wrong to fantasize about other people while in a relationship with Nick's new late night YouTube show, Nick Cannon at Night.
Is it wrong that I fantasize about someone else during sex with my partner, but I still love them? if you're really into that person at the moment, there's nothing else in the world but them. They're bringing you to the sexual height. It's so amazing as a man, like when you're falling for a woman and that first time that you get to be with them, that honeymoon stage, like you can't even control your man. Like you trying to think about other stuff. You gotta think about baseball. You gotta think about because you're so into her.
Yeah.
But then once you realize like, oh my goodness, this is my woman. This is it. Like you start to again, going back to what we were talking about, you get used to it.
Yes.
So therefore now line of talking about, is it wrong?
Sonia, though, like I would like to know who she's thinking about when she's with her partner because
you are nosy.
but not just for that. Like, let's say, for instance, her partner is somebody that looks nothing like the person that she's thinking of.
Right.
Is it wrong for her to be like, baby, I need you to put on a wig and
role playing?
I need you to put something up there. Then maybe that will help you and you not have to think about it. And you just
So you said need. I need you to.
Oh, that's wrong.
Well,
it's just not right.
It doesn't open. I like that. It's not right. It doesn't leave the door open for I don't know how I feel about that. The only right answer is okay. And that's just like coercive, right? But if you say, hey, I read about something, I want to try this. What do you think? I know it might be a little different, but like we can try something different. And I role playing, it's like a part of the whole thing that I have online.
Sonia, though.
You know what? I just have a genuine question, right? I really, really do. What do folks need? You know, how much do you need? How much do you need, right? If you're in a situation or a relationship, as far as what they just said right here, right? And this person is all you desire, because I imagine that you would get in a relationship with a person that's all you desire. Why the fuck do you need anything else? Seriously. Why do you need anything else? And I'm only posing that question off of personal feelings, right? And I'll tell you why. Me personally, I only got in relationships with people that was everything that I desired. So like case in point, I am a looker, right? I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how nice you treat me. If you are not handsome to me, I am not interested. I'm sorry. Maybe that's shallow of me. I wish that I could tell you different. I can't. If you're not handsome to me, I'm not interested in you, but I could think you're nice and a good friend and a good person, right? So I would never go or get in a relationship with a guy that I consider to be mid or ugly. Because at that point, then I don't have all I desire. So I am lusting and seeking something somewhere else, right? Okay, that's just me, right? I wonder for these people who you're with a person who you claim you're getting everything and you have everything and this is everything, but in those intimate moments, there's something else that you need. What do you need? The other part about that is if what you need your person cannot provide, then you got to roll. You got to roll, because listen to what I just said. I said what you need. I didn't say what you want. I said what you need, right? Need, a necessity, right? So for me, I'll give an example. I want a man that can cook, right? I don't need that. I can cook. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm with a man and he like, listen, I don't even know what a pot is. That's fine by me. That is fine by me. Do the dishes. That's it. Right. But that's because I don't need that. Right. So for me, I of course, fine. That would be great. I'm not going to now want another man or lust after another man because he's a chef and my man can't cook. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not a necessity of mine. I have everything else that I need right here. So my thing is, if you are in a relationship and you claim that you're getting everything you need, why are you weak enough to go after your wants? Why? And also, I won't even call it, yes, I will call it weak. Also, if that's the case, maybe some of those wants are needs for you. How about you transfer from one list to another and you go out and you get it instead of saying, oh, I don't really mind about that and that don't really bother me, but you fantasizing about it when you're not getting it and then still with your partner that ain't giving it to you. How the fuck is that working? Truth is undone. Options of you. So, I mean, that conversation was stupid to me. Like, if we're intimate and you're lusting over somebody else and you can't help yourself but to do so, then you need that person and that's where you should go. I mean, that's it. That is the long and the short of it is that. Because at the end of the day, you know, if that's something you need, it don't matter how much you want me. We're still going to have an issue because you're not getting your what? Your needs met. Baby, if I don't do it for you, go with who does. Right. So, yeah, I thought that was stupid. That was a very stupid conversation, right? It says Sean Kingston's mother sentenced to 5 years and $1 million wire fraud scheme involving luxury goods. The mother of R&B singer Sean Kingston was sentenced Wednesday to 5 years in federal prison after being convicted alongside her son in a wire fraud case that prosecutors say involved over $1 million in stolen luxury items. 63-year-old God damn. God damn. 63-year-old Janice Turner, and I'm only saying goddamn because getting sentenced to any time in jail at 63 years old, to me, blows my fucking mind and busts my fucking head. Wait, before we move on, I'm sorry. Let me go to my chat. I'm sorry. My chat members, I'm sorry because I love when y'all participate and y'all in the building. Melissa said, right? Exactly. Facts. What do you need? That is the question. Sing. Come on now. Yes, Melisita, like that motherfucking chat up. Miss Colleen said, right. I also always check the 3 C's: credit, criminal, and career. What, Miss Colleen? What? I gotta look into that. I was taught that as a teenager, and it seemed to work for me. Oh my God, that's food for thought. I'm gonna have to highlight that. I'm gonna have to highlight that comment right there. The 3 C's: credit, criminal, and career background. Yes, we have to know what's going on. I agree, ladies and gentlemen. Food for thought. You do the dishes. Hello. Okay, back to Sean Kingston, mama, right? 63-year-old Janice Turner was also handed 3 years of supervised release following her prison term. Her son, 35-year-old Sean Kingston, is scheduled to be sentenced on August 28th. According to federal prosecutors, Turner and Kingston were found guilty of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 separate counts of wire fraud. The charges stem from a 2024 scheme in which the pair posed as high-profile buyers to scam vendors out of expensive merchandise, including luxury vehicles, high-end jewelry, and even a custom-made bed. Shaquana say, yes, Miss Colleen, I'm with you on that, because people... Now, I have a question, right? Because this is a little touchy subject, right? It ain't touchy, it's ghetto. So the bottom line is this, right? The son is already committing a crime, correct? The mother see how much money he getting from it, or he asked the mother, however which way it goes, to be a part of what's going on, right? Again, this is illegal. The reason why I don't want to necessarily judge this too harshly is because I am very much familiar with folks who, let's just say I got elders in my motherfucking family. I could call and be like, yo, I got some shit. You want to be down? They're going to be like, you got that shit right. I want to. Or they may run down on me and say, yo, I see you got some shit going on. What's up? I can't get involved. And as unfortunate as that sounds, that is what could happen. Right. So, and I want to say something, and I'm learning a whole lot about being 40 plus now. And growing up in the hood, in the ghetto. Oh God, I don't wish it on the soul. because the mentality is so freaking fucked. And I want to be honest and say the other side of that is growing up privileged. The mentality is fucked too. So I don't want you guys to think I'm only saying just the way I grew up and where I grew up. No, the other side is that the folks that grew up privileged and white folks that got handed every motherfucking thing, that's so that shit is also fucked up too. Because the mindset that it creates, it really, really, really can fuck you over. And if you are a person that grew up privileged, it's very hard for you to come about that mindset. And if you are a person who grew up in the ghetto, it's very hard for you to come about that mindset. I have done a lot of self-work to divorce that mindset. I'm still a work in progress. I can still say, I will slap the shit out that person. You know what I'm saying? And really feel that. When instead I should be saying, Khadija, a grown woman over 40 years old, you should be able to regulate your emotions a little better than that, than to actually slap the shit out of somebody. But the hood in me feels like where I was raised, you'll slap the shit out of somebody at 70 if you feel like it. You seen Jackie Christie and her motherfucking daughter fighting like two women in the street. Miss Colleen, I'm going to run that back for you because I want to hear your input on it. So I'm going to run that Jackie and her daughter story back, right? And then I'll give a little bit of what I said first, but I'm going to run it back. But again, I just think with Sean Kingston and the mother, it was ghetto. It was ghetto for her to get involved, whether he asked or she volunteered. It's ghetto. And to now be 62, Miss Colleen just said she just turned 62. Said, praise God. Yeah, shout out to the Leos in the building. Shout out to Miss Colleen, birthday yesterday. Y'all put some birthday wishes in the chat. It's very much so ghetto. To not only be involved in illegal activities, but to also invite the elderly into the shit, or for the elderly to want to be a part of the shit. It's ghetto. It's fucking ghetto. It's hood. But I don't judge it too much. I've been there. I just feel bad because at 62 years old, to be going in jail to do a 5-year bit is absolutely horrendous. And I wish that if he could take the time for his mother, that he would, because that's nasty work. You know, come on. That's nasty work. 62 years old. I would never want my mother to have to go sit in no prison at no 60 plus years old. It makes no sense. But I guess she probably on some trying to protect her son and saying, no, I'm going to hold it down. You know, I got you. I don't want my son having to do so much time. So let me take some of that off his hands. Absolutely not. But it is what it is, right? We have some good news though. I'm happy to bring you guys some good news because I was starting to low-key get depressed. Like I said, today was heavy. But in other news, one second. Not being selfish. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. Please do not forget. Do you guys hear me? Please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Melissa said, Miss Colleen, get it, girl. Bullet. Miss Colleen said, sorry, I love my freedom. I just turned 62 yesterday. No way in the world can a family member convince me to do a crime. Melissa said, assessment is key. I don't have my glasses on, so please excuse my apologies for the typo. Assessment or acceptance, Melissa. What we doing here, baby? All right, hold on 1 second. We got one more thing that will swing. Hold on 1 second, guys. Where we at? Let's be selfish. Let's be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it said our boy, Jigga, that nigga Jigga. They said Jay-Z's Roc Nation partnered with SL Green and Caesars Entertainment to place a bid to bring Times Square its first ever casino. Ooh, child. Let's see what your man Jigga doing.
So why not bring a casino to Times Square, 6 to 7 million more people coming in to see the casino.
Every subway stops here. Shuttle to Grand Central. You can get here from anywhere.
We're not starting from scratch. SL Green is New York's largest commercial landlord. We have a long track record of reimagining buildings and spreading the impact of that success. At 1515 Broadway, we will expand on existing infrastructure. Small footprint, minimal construction. Big impact, shovel ready. We talked to the community about their needs and priorities, and we have committed over $250 million for jobs, safety, sanitation, student debt relief, daycare, and mental health services.
I've been
Oh, you
partners
gotta
with
run that part down.
Caesars for over 17 years. I've seen them run first-rate business casino, not just focused on gaming. And I think they're going to do a great job to help the neighborhood come back just as strong as it has on all the other cycles.
Most casinos want to keep people on site, not us. With limited businesses and a boutique hotel within the casino, local restaurants and hotels will benefit. Our rewards program will spark trips to restaurants, hotels, and venues of all kinds throughout the city. We talked to the community about their needs and priorities, and we have committed over $250 million for jobs, safety, sanitation, student debt relief, daycare, and mental health.
6,300 jobs, $80 million in safety and security, $15 million in sanitation, $10 million in student debt relief, $20 million in daycare, and $10 million in mental health services. Jay, I be polyamorous. B, I fucks with you, but I be polyamorous for this. And this thing is too fucking term. Come on now. Come on. And it's so crazy that all right, sidebar. Let me finish this. Then I'll tell you what I would say. Remember this part right here though, y'all.
Services.
I've been partners with Caesars for over 17 years. I've seen them run first-rate business casino, not just focused on gaming. And I think they're going to do a great job to help the neighborhood come back just as strong as it has on all the other cycles.
Most casinos want to keep people on site, not us. With limited businesses and a boutique hotel within the casino, local restaurants and hotels will benefit. Our rewards program will spark trips to restaurants, hotels, and venues of all kinds throughout the city. Roc Nation is a leader in entertainment, culture, and philanthropy. We proudly stand as the world-famous home to iconic artists and athletes. But more importantly, we're New Yorkers, born, bred, and committed. We are dedicated to giving back to the community that made us who we are, while providing Times Square with unmatched performances and programming year-round.
You know, a lot of people, as well as myself, are excited about the prospect of a casino here at 45th and 7th Avenue.
This is a great opportunity to go on the upswing.
I see Caesars is coming in and changing the landscape for the better.
We love this city. It's our home. We have invested in the people of New York City for more than 25 years, and we're going to do it again. At every step, we've designed a project that brings benefits without burdens. Roc Nation is a leader in entertainment.
And I guess, God is good because this wasn't even on the docket for me. This was not even on the docket for me. So Miss Colleen said, talking my language, a casino, talking Miss P language, your girl too, Miss Colleen. I'm going to tell you something. This was not even on the docket for me. But this is how you know that I'm so covered in the blood that I don't even want to get emotional on this, how God looks out for me, right? So I guess I can go into, for the last couple of minutes of the live, I could go into why today was so heavy for me, right? Last night, before I went to bed, I had watched Den of Kings. Den of Kings is like a podcast that Kirk Franklin has, and he has guys up there, and it's always a different group that he have up there, very diverse group, and yesterday he had Derek Hayes. I didn't really know who Derek Hayes was, but he also had Jeezy and Tyler Perry. And for me, I was like, wow, that's an extremely diverse group. Jeezy, Tyler Perry, whoever this guy is, and Kirk Franklin. So I definitely want to listen. And I always listen with Jeezy and Tyler Perry speak because I always get some form of insight for some of the things that they share, right? So when it was up there talking, matter of fact, I'm going to share with you guys 2 of the clips. And they came from, my Uncle Tyler. He showed up and showed out on the platform. But the 2 clips that hold on. Can I play this? Let me see if I download it. I don't know if it'll let me play it. I really want to play it for y'all because the clip is so good, but it was 2 parts on the actual, I don't think I could play it for y'all. Maybe I could let y'all hear it. But it was 2 parts on the actual, oh, maybe I could. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Concrete. So like this was one. So I uploaded this yesterday, and because this was something that Tyler Perry said while they were on the platform.
I say this all the time. I haven't had any failures.
Ooh, because everything was a game.
Lessons. Not one. Because everything that I thought was a failure, everything that I thought was there to destroy me, was a wall in a maze that made me go another way. Pivot. So I hit a wall. I was like, oh, okay. And now I look back on all of those moments and I go, man, nobody showed up. The show didn't happen. I was so depressed, but I thank God because it taught me, number one, that my entire journey is about leaning on him. And God will remove every human being out of the way that you thought would help you so that you will look to him and know this was nothing but you. Right. And my whole life, my whole trajectory, my whole career, I can say that there's not one man. There's been great people who've been there with me and helped me here, helped me there, we built it together, but not one man was able to make everything come together. That's right. That's God.
So yesterday I listened to this, right? That was one thing he said. And that right there touched me because this has been a year of incredible challenges, right? And every single time, even in the moments of adversity, when I just let go, stay quiet, mind my business, ain't participate in nothing, God said, I got you. I got you, girl. I got you. Boom. There it is, Khadij. There it is. I got you. So even in times when you would be unraveling with anybody else, I'm going to keep you together. I'm going to hold you down. Right. And I love what he said, because he said that even in times when everybody else is gone and people don't show up on the live and nobody didn't like the thing, and that's okay. That's okay, because you were still all right, and you were still all right because of me. So I really, really love that one. I really love that one. And it was another thing that he said that hit me in my chest too, because again, it means a lot. That part, it means a lot. Yeah, I said that, God. And this one. Why I can't hear a whole
the things that you need and all the other stuff. But I say this all the time. As you said, perfect word, money's a tool so that you can get the things that you need and all the other stuff. But who you are, you're only going to become more of that with money. So if you're a good person and you're setting a good standard with nothing, you can hold that all the way through having it all. Because that is what God is looking at. Where is your heart right now? Yeah, where's your heart with nothing? Man. You know, when I had $2 and I'd give one to the church, that was my heart saying, and if you want it all, God, I'll give it all to you. So that's where my heart is. So God is looking at your heart. What is your heart saying? I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you have $1 billion or $10 billion. What is your heart? And according to the word of God, what is in a man's heart, so shall he be. Right?
That's good.
Wow. Yeah. So.
And that was another one that hit me in the chest like a ton of bricks, because I'm always talking about that. I'm always talking about your character, what your heart won't allow. Sometimes I hear about things that people do, and sometimes some shit is done to me, and I'm there looking like, you could do that? Or if I hear about it, they could do that? Like nothing in your heart can't say, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Even we're working with young people and I talk to them about violence, about, because I want to go shoot. And I'm like, you could do that. You could do that. Your heart could tell you, not spur of the moment, boom, it just happened. Your heart could have you sit around and plan to do this harm to somebody. So I think for me, listening to that before I went to bed, which is always not the best thing, but it was heavy. It was heavy. It was heavy. It was heavy because it was like, some of these things that these grown men is talking about. That's another thing, you know. You have to surround yourself with adults. You have to surround yourself with adults. And I don't mean adults in the sense of age. I mean real live adults and grown people that's conducting themselves as such. So watching this podcast, it really did something for me because these is grown ass men. These is grown ass men. These ain't no little ass kids. These ain't no attention seeking men. These ain't no immature men. These ain't no trying to be gangster men. No, these is grown ass men sitting around telling you how I got successful is because I changed my heart. I changed my character. I stood up and did what I needed to do. I took responsibility and accountability. I went to God with stuff. That's what it feels like to be in the presence of grown ass fucking people. And that is another reason why I was so hell bent on divorcing that ghetto mentality. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not judging nobody. I don't want to hear it. Because for me, I feel like I'm 6 years old again, 12 years old again, 14 years old again, 18 years old again. Like I'm a little fucking kid. No. I'm a grown ass woman doing everything and thinking about everything these people are sitting up here talking about. So anyway, one of the things that was so crazy, right? Remember, I was telling y'all, I was like, my podcast is still coming. I'm still working on it, right? Conversations with Khadijah. And I had something that I wanted to talk about at the end. You know how people have like their signature phrase or thing that they do in their podcast that makes it special. And I'll just give a little bit here because I ain't never afraid of nobody taking my ideas or nothing like that. So I don't care. I'm all about spreading resources and sharing the love. But one of the ideas that I thought about it is after I had the conversation, whoever I'm talking with, I was like, for whatever reason, for the last couple of months, God been placed in front of me legacy. I keep thinking about legacy. And a lot of reasons why I think about it is because I wrote a lot of people obituary. I wrote my own sister's obituary. Did I write my dad's? I might have wrote my dad's obituary. So a lot of times when I'm doing people's obituary, I'm getting to talk about their life. I'm getting to hear their legacy. And for me, I'm not necessarily so concerned about people being able to fill my obituary up. Yeah, I have a lot of accomplishments that people could put in there to make it look packed. But what's more important is what is your legacy, Khadijah? What is your legacy? So like I said, in the end of my podcast, my plan is to, after I speak to the person, because they're going to be sharing all their stuff, for them to ask, after all that you've been through, what do you feel your legacy is or what you want your legacy to be? But in turn, I'm asking everybody else when really I'm thinking about my own. Like, what's your legacy, Khadijah? What is your legacy? And for the last couple of months, I've been thinking about that shit. And I feel like that's a lot of reasons why I've been challenged so much these last couple of months, because I have to think about what's going to be my legacy. You know, what you going to do with your life? You know, either you're going to be involved in bullshit and dumb shit and fuck shit and ignorant shit and wasting time. And no, right now, Khadijah, you're supposed to be building your legacy. You are supposed to be cementing your legacy. You are supposed to be creating something that outlives you. What the fuck are you doing? So I think, again, I went to bed with all that, right? So I'm thinking about that. Like I said, this morning I got up. I still was kind of low-key thinking about it. It was heavy for me. Then I went out, did all the stuff I needed to do. And then when I came back in, I ran into a neighbor of mine, and he was sharing some excellent news. I won't tell it. It ain't my story to tell. But in sharing, one part of it made me sad because I'm being selfish, you know. It's my neighbor, I love them. But the other part about it is he was speaking about something he was doing as a part of his legacy. So again, it made it heavy for me. I'm like, wow, like, you know, people is really going on doing what they do, creating their legacy. This person had a whole life. Now they creating a whole nother chapter of their lives. That's a beautiful thing. Oh, Miss Colleen. Okay. Miss Colleen said I could share. So that makes me happy because this is her story, right? So when I came in, so it's Aunt Colleen and Uncle Wally, right? We live in the same building, and they are my adopted family that run the show here, right? This building probably wouldn't be standing without them, right? So I had noticed that I didn't see Uncle Wally moving his car. I didn't really hear Miss Colleen in the hallway, and they live over me. I didn't hear too much movement. So I'm like, and I've been saying for like 3 days, that's God must have knew subconsciously I knew it was Miss Carlene's birthday because I've been saying for like the past 3 days, I got to reach out to Miss Carlene. I got to reach out. So today, when I'm coming up the block, I said, no, before you even walk in that door and forget about it, do it right now. So I started leaving a voice note and I'm like, hey, Miss Carlene, I've been looking for you. I ain't seen you. I ain't even see Uncle Wally move the car. Why? As soon as I'm saying this, I see Uncle Wally coming. I'm like, oh. So I was telling him, I was like, Uncle Wally, I just was leaving Miss Carlene a message because where y'all been? I ain't seen y'all, I ain't heard from y'all. Everything all right? So he's like, yeah, you know, everything is fine. So what he was saying to me is that yesterday, like I said, put some birthday shout outs in the chat for Miss Carlene. Put some birthday shout outs in the chat for Miss Carlene. Yesterday was Miss Carlene's birthday, and he was telling me how he had taken her to another state, like I said, now my story just shared, and he bought her a home. And then he pulled out the video and he showed me this beautiful home. Beautiful home. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm looking at this because I know that Uncle Wally has lived an entire life prior to how settled he is now. You know, I know he is I'm a veteran, you know, I know he's a stand-up man, right? And a husband. And then I know Miss Carlene has lived her own life. She has retired. Like, you know, again, that was once that they already created their legacies there. Then as they got older, even creating a legacy here. We don't know what the fuck this block going to do in this building going to be when they're gone. They have a legacy here. And then now to here, they're going on to create another chapter in their legacy. This is what's important. This is what means something to me. So when he said it, making me get emotional, Miss Carlene, I got emotional because I'm like, one part of it is that we're going to miss y'all. You know, we're going to miss y'all. We're going to miss y'all so much. Y'all keep the building together. Y'all keep the block together. Y'all keep the neighborhood together. So we're going to miss y'all. But then the other part about that is goals. It's something to look forward to see two people be in love and live entirely different lives and create one part of their legacy and now still go on to the next chapter, creating another. So it's a beautiful feeling, so much so that it's overwhelming. It's freaking overwhelming. And like I said, it brought back the same word, legacy. What are you doing with your legacy? Not enough. And that shit hit home. So it wasn't my plan to get emotional, but I did tell you guys that when I started off this, I was like, I'm not in the best mood today. Miss Carlene, you get your birthday shout out. Shaquana said, right, because morals and integrity will take you far in life. Yes, they will. Miss Carlene said, well, we'll be back. I'm not giving up my place. Well, he pisses me off. I'm coming back to New York for a minute. Melissa said it's a beautiful thing. It is. It definitely is, you know. And once again, it always brings me back to questioning my own, Khadijah, what is your legacy? And I feel like for these last couple of months, I've been so distracted in working on what my legacy is. I got to get back to that. Because I would be so heartbroken to leave this earth without have cemented my legacy. You can fill my obituary up with jobs and opportunities and all of that, but that still doesn't mean that I have fulfilled my goal, that my purpose of creating my legacy. I have to get back focused on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know y'all dead wrong. For making me cry. But again, I brought that up because hearing all of the things that Jay-Z is doing and the way he's cementing his legacy is so motivational. It's so inspirational because, again, to look at Miss Carlene and Uncle Wally and the way they are fulfilling their purpose and their legacy is so inspirational. It's so motivational. But it's also a reminder that your ass need to be fulfilling your legacy as well. And all of the bullshit and the fuck shit and the dumb shit that I've been wasting time on and thinking about and trying to figure out. And I can't do that no more. I have to continue working on my legacy. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's live is asking you guys is encouraging you guys to do the same. If you have worked at a number of jobs and you have had a lot of opportunities to open a lot of businesses, then they are going to be able to fill your obituary up. Don't worry about that. They're going to be able to create you like the mayor. Don't worry about that. But you have to know in your heart that with all of those things that I did, I fulfilled my legacy. I just didn't do them at face value to make it look good. I did it to fulfill my legacy, because in the end, that's what's going to outlive you. That's what's going to be important. That's what's going to matter. And that's what's going to help you fulfill your purpose. Okay? So, once again, I'm encouraging everybody here, because you weren't here tonight for a reason. For whatever reason, maybe you probably would have normally missed my live. God made you hear it tonight. For whatever reason, God made me speak about this stuff. But everything for the last couple of days kept falling in alignment for me so that I had to speak about it. You know? I think that we all should be focused on creating and fulfilling our legacy. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, hit the thumbs up on this video. Please make sure you like the video. I don't appreciate y'all having me going down a rabbit hole at Lit at 6, because I was trying to chill, right? But again, I kind of knew, because I came on here feeling heavy. So I knew that, especially once I got feedback in the chat, that's where it would all come falling out. So I love you guys. I'm gonna try to talk about these reality shows, but I don't want to hurt none of these hoes. I don't want no smoke, okay? So I'm gonna try to get to something. But in the meantime, in between time, please enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night.